In this demonstration, I am going to migrate my poster design from Illustrator into After Effects. The first thing to do is to prepare your file. After Effects will read your layers, so anything you want to move or have control over needs to be on its own layer. Right now, I have one layer with multiple paths on it. This will be read as one single layer in After Effects, so I won't have much control over it. So to prepare the file, I'm going to create separate layers and move objects to them. Click on the New Layer icon in the bottom of the Layer panel. Then select an object. In my case, I'll start with the swoosh and move it to that layer. Rename the layer so that when you are working between After Effects and Illustrator, you know what is on each layer. It's a good practice not to have your layers named Layer 1, Layer 2, etc. Give it a distinctive name. You're going to have to retype your text to give you options with text animators in After Effects. So I'm going to put all of the text on one layer. This will be a reference layer. Next, I'll create a layer for the shapes, or shape in this case, the rectangle. Then I'll make a new layer and call it BG for background and move the two background colors into it. And I'll name my text layer. Remember, the layers will have the same name in After Effects, and it will help to have them named for what they contain. Now, save your file into the project folder. This is important. If you break the link between the two documents, you will have missing layers in your After Effects project. In After Effects, go to File, Import, File. Select the Illustrator file in your project folder. Make sure the Import As drop-down menu is Composition, Retain Layer Sizes. Make sure the Create Composition box is checked. Click Open. Now the file is imported. All of the layers are visible in the composition. Copies of all the layers are in the folder in the project window, so if you ever need to access a duplicate, you can find it in there. These are the Illustrator vector layers. They have a little Illustrator icon. Each layer has its own transform menu that you can animate. These layers are connected to your Illustrator file, so you can make changes in Illustrator when you save it, and those changes will be reflected in the After Effects file. Let me show you. I'm going to change the color of the hyperdunk text to red. Now, I will save the file. Now back in After Effects, the text color changes. This goes for paths that you create and change too. So, if you want to retain flexibility of moving between Illustrator and After Effects, keep them vector layers. Let me just change that back. Now it's time to replace the text. I want to be able to use the powerful text animators in After Effects, so I'm going to retype these layers. You can use the character menu in Illustrator as a reference to match color, size, and kerning, or you can do it by eye right in After Effects. Use the text tool in the toolbar, click into the frame and create a text layer. Then type in the text. If you are using Adobe Fonts, then matching the typeface will be easy, as Adobe Fonts activates typefaces across all of your Adobe apps. Let's move on to my swoosh. Vector layers like this one have a transform menu, but they do not have a menu to edit the path or make alterations to the shape. If you want to do that, you will have to convert it to a shape. To convert it to a shape, right-click or control-click on the layer, go to Create Shapes from Vector Layer. Now I have an outlines layer that has a path that can be edited. To select a single point in the path, first, highlight the path item. Then, Using the Selection tool, hold down Shift and click on one of the points. When you create new shapes or text layers like this, you won't be able to alter them in Illustrator, but you still have the vector right below the outlines layer you just created. And just a reminder, all of your vector layers are in the folder, so if you ever delete something or need another copy, it's in there. Next, I'll do the same thing for my rectangle, but this time I'll create a shape layer and just draw the shape out. Don't worry, it doesn't have to look perfectly exact. It just has to look good in this frame. Remember, the whole point of this is you are prepping your layers for the kinds of animation that you want to do. Now I'll follow through and retype all of my text, matching typeface, size, color, and kerning. An easy way to recreate my background is to create a solid. Go to Layer, New, Solid. Then use the Color Picker tool to match the color. For something like this, you could also just keep it a vector. Let's say you make a change to the Illustrator file and you add a new layer, or you alter an existing layer and you just want to import that single layer. You can do this by importing the layer as footage. Let me show you. In Illustrator, I'll make my pink background visible on the BG layer, then import it into After Effects. After you make a change, make sure you save the Illustrator file so that your changes update. In After Effects, go to File, Import, File. Select the Illustrator file in your project folder. In the Import window, Import As should be Footage. Make sure the Create Composition box is unchecked. I don't want a new comp, just a single layer. Click Open. In the next window, the default is to merge the layers, but make sure you highlight the Choose Layer Radio button. Then, in the drop-down menu, select the layer you want to import. This works if you have created a whole new layer in Illustrator that you want to import, or you have just made a change to an existing layer and want to import just that layer. The key thing to remember here is that you are prepping your layers for animation. Everyone's prep is going to look a little bit different, depending on what you want to do. Make sure you retype your text layers and convert the vectors that you want to be able to change the path line of or to animate like shape layers.